What up guys, I hope you guys are doing great. So if you came across this video, chances are you want to know how to accurately take trades, right? So in this video, what I'm going to be covering is the top 3 indicators that will actually help you in terms of taking accurate trades, right? There is nothing frustrating like having a good setup and being taken out by a stop hand, right? But then now the question is, how do you actually know whether you're gonna be hit by a stop hand, right? And then how do you know whether the chart or the price is gonna be continuing in your predicted direction for a long or a short time, right? So I'm gonna be covering all that in this video so that you guys can feel confident about holding a position to a certain degree. Like, let's say maybe you don't want to have like a 1 or 1:1 risk ratio, or maybe 1:4. You just wanna hold on a trade until you feel good about taking the profit, because you are seeing that like, okay, cool, the setup now is changing, the direction is changing, right? So the indicators that I'm gonna be sharing with you guys are gonna help you to do just that, to firstly take good and accurate trades, and the second thing, they will help you to actually stay in the market for a long time. And then you know what that means. If you stay in the market for a long time, right, if the market is going away, you make more profits, right? So without wasting time, let me just share with you the indicators that I'm gonna be talking about, right? So the first indicator that you actually see on the screen is a moving average. So I like to keep everything simple, right? So this moving average is just a standard moving average, right? So obviously you can just change the style and make it however, like whatever color that you like, right? So I'm just using the yellow one so they can be able to see it clearly, right? So like if you have a clean space like this, you can literally just see what's really happening without like complicating anything, right? So that's what I like to do, just keep things simple, right? So here at the bottom here, I have like an RSI, right? So, and then before we even continue, I just want to understand and make you understand that like I'm not gonna go touch on the basics here. I'm assuming that like you already have an understanding of what is an indicator and how to basically put it on the chart, or how to add it on the chart, right? And then I'm basically saying that this is not for people who are still starting, but this is for people who already know what they're doing, right? If you're still starting, you need to check some of the videos on this channel so that you can get a better understanding of what we're doing, right? Okay, since that's out of the way, let's get going. So here I'm having like a basic RSI, right? So settings are standard, right? So we're working with default settings, right? Don't need to complicate it. So we all know that, okay, when the RSI is above 70,000, we all know that it's overbought, right? And then when it's below 30,000, we all know that it's oversold, right? And then in most cases, we know, or maybe we have this mentality that if the stock, or maybe the commodity or the index is overbought, it has to go down, right? If it's overbought, it has to go down, and if it's oversold, it has to go up, right? Just to balance the whole just to balance supply and demand, basically, right? So but then now, if you can check some areas, you find that like the price is like here, it never actually get overbought or oversold, but it kept on shooting up, right? So it doesn't always work that way, right? So how do you then use that information along with a second indicator, right, to kind of get like a confirmation? Remember that like when you're using different indicators, the whole point is for you to feel good about being in an entry, because you know like all those indicators, they're saying one thing, right? So one indicator alone is not going to give you that much confidence, but if you're using 2 or 3 basic ones just to assure you that you are in a safe trade, that's better than having one indicator, right, or relying on one indicator. So I'm going to introduce the third one, right, because I said we're going to use 3. So the third one that we have here is awesome oscillator, right? So this is an awesome oscillator. It's awesome, right, as the name says, right? It's a very very useful indicator that most people are just overlooking it, right? So as you can see, this indicator here is not really different from the RSI. Like, it shows you, okay, the market is going high, it's dipping, and it's going high, it's dipping, and then now you can just see from here that, okay, this market is making higher high until here it became flat here, right? So before you can actually focus on the chart, you must then see what's the underlying picture, right? Because what's happening here, because most people focus on what's happening here and then they make wrong decisions. But if you can focus on what's happening here and here, then you will know what's happening here, right? So if you look at this, if you look at what's really happening here, we have a high, obviously we have a higher high, and we have a high, then we have another high, we have a high, right? But the highs here, they slowly become small, while the highs here become like they get like they become higher than what they actually are here on these indicators, right? So that should be your first signal to understand that there is an underlying force that's gonna push the market down, right? So it's more or less like divergence, but this one is way interesting, right? Because divergence, it doesn't always happen, right? And then if it happens and you're combining it with this knowledge, then you most likely gonna be very very precise in terms of your execution, right? So as you can see here, the market, this here is supposed to be higher than this point here. I mean, this point here is supposed to be on the same level at this point here. I'm talking about the awesome oscillator, right? So it's basically saying, hey, we have a double top here, but on the chart here it says it's different thing. It says the price is still pushing up. So some people will be adding here, like adding positions, right? While this is telling you that, hey, look out, there is a double top. Like, we're no longer pushing up, right? As you can see, we had a drop here also. So we had like this huge drop, right, back to the middle of the awesome escalator, right? And remember that, like, this is the highest on the awesome, is the lowest on the awesome escalator, and this is the highest, and this is on the same price level as this point, but here is a different thing. So you're gonna then wait for the graph to do something interesting, right? Since we're having a moving average here, the only thing that you're gonna wait for is for price to actually break this level, right? Because already here we have a double top, right? And then people are still buying, so that's why, you know, the momentum is going high, and it's not really going high, it's just to entice people to keep on buying, and then after that it will drop, right? So since you're having that information, that knowledge that, hey, the awesome escalator is staying on the same level, so it means that whatever that's happening on the chart is just an illusion, right? So you're gonna wait patiently for a breakout so that you can take advantage of that nice move, right? Because you know it's overbought, and then on the RSI we are overbought, right? And then you can tell the RSI is just making small higher highs, small higher highs. Even if you can check this area of an RSI supposed to be on the same level as this one, right? But if you look at the chart, this point here is supposed to be on the same level as this point here. So initially it has to be flat, it has to be a double top. But then, you know, the market makers, they actually push the price high so that people can be like, okay, we're seeing a breakout here, right? This breakout, let's buy. To only find that no, that was just a fake out. Hence, the market just came down running, right? So if you know that, and then you are patiently waiting for a breakout of this neckline here, you see. So it was a bounce, a final bounce. Then most people are going to buy here also. But you knowing that there was an underlying factor based on the awesome oscillator and the fact that this market is being overbought, you have that information. You're just waiting for the market to give you a nice break here, and then yeah, once it does that, then you know you're gonna be falling with it, right? So from here, if you want to measure the risk through what, right? So let's say you're gonna be like, okay, cool, it broke, then I need to enter, right? So this is where you're gonna have to put your risk just above that what you call it, that moving average, you know. Hence I'm saying you don't need to rely on one indicator, right? Because here it broke the moving average, but it didn't push down, right? The reason why is because it was still forming the double top here, right? So since it formed the double top, now it has to break a neckline. What is the neckline? This is the neckline. Once it breaks the neckline, if you have a good account, you can put your stop loss here. But if you wanna play safe, just put your stop loss just above the moving average, right? So you're using that moving average to guide you in terms of saying, you know what, I will only go out when we have the second break. So here you have a break to the top, and then you just take your profit, right? Unless if you didn't have this moving average, you were gonna go out somewhere here, which means you're not gonna make a lot of profit. Or maybe you were gonna go out somewhere here, like, cause you're afraid that the market's gonna pull back, right? Cause you're gonna be like, oh no, it's coming to this level, maybe this is a key level, maybe it's gonna push up, right? But if it hasn't crossed the moving average, you can still stay in a trade, right? So you need the awesome oscillator to understand the status of the market, right? Whether we're doing the higher highs or higher lows, or whether we're doing double bottoms or double tops. So in this case, we had a double top, right? Most people, they look for it on the chart. In most cases, it happens on the indicator, because the chart can be very manipulative. This is recorded data, right? And this is displayed data. So you need to understand the importance of recorded data than displayed data. So anything that's displayed is an illusion, but everything that's recorded, in most cases, they can't fake it, right? So if there is a whole lot of manipulation that goes in the market, you need to then dig and understand the root cause and why is something happening, right? So as you can see, the market was overbought, and then they were just making an illusion that the price is gonna go up until it actually gave up, and then it revealed its true colors, so it fell. So yeah guys, there you have it. I'm gonna just summarize it. So you basically need like awesome oscillator, you're gonna need what you call the RSI, and you're gonna need just a moving average, right? To just confirm that obviously we're going up or down, right? So when the RSI is overbought, you're gonna wait for the awesome oscillator to stop making higher highs. When it stops making high highs, you look for a neckline, right? This is a neckline here, and then once you can also put it like that, right? This is the neckline. Once the neckline get broken and we are below the moving average, right, that should give you confidence to say what, this is a good trade. It's your boy, and I hope you guys found value in the video, and if you did find value in the video, let me know in the comments below, right? Like the video, share the video, and subscribe for more, right? So yeah guys, I'll see you guys on the live sessions that we're gonna be having during the week. And if you're not part of that, make sure that like you send us an email and we'll actually get back to you, right? But otherwise guys, I'll see you guys on the next video, right? I hope you guys enjoy it, and peace.